Welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Podcast. I'm your host, Jane Bellante. And this show is about what happens when you stop separating your life, your work, and your well-being, and start leading all of it from truth. Each episode will explore the connection between your thoughts, your body, and your business, so you can create a life and success that actually feels good. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome, everybody. I am so excited to be here. This is the relaunch. This has been a long time coming, and I want to sort of describe what's been happening. So if you were live with me last week, Monday, I was actually walking, and during that walk, I was talking about burning it to the ground, right? And I had alluded to the fact that there were a lot of things behind this massive change for me. So I want to get in here today and describe what that's all about. So let me get into it. I am once again rebranding this podcast. And you might be like, what in the even heck? This has had so many different names already, right? And what I want to say is that it's okay to pivot and it's okay to change as you grow. And so the new name of the podcast is Mind, Body, Business. It's so simple, it's so direct, it's so to the point. And so, this is not the first time that I have evolved. And this time, what I want to say is it's not just a rebrand. This is actually an identity level shift. And I want to tell you the truth about what's been shifting for me behind the scenes and why Mind, Body, Business isn't just a new name. So the people that are in my mastermind, they have heard bits of this already because I share with them everything first, really. So it's not just a new name. It's really and truly the foundation of how I'm going to be building everything from here. So, okay, so since the beginning of summer, I've done many sound healing sessions, and these are group Reiki sessions as well with my friend Emily. And she's literally amazing, Emily Ellenberger. You're going to see more of her in my world, on my retreats, probably in my monthly group. But she is really clairaudient, which means she hears things. And so over and over again in these sessions, 3 messages kept coming through, and so they either came through Emily or they came through me. So the first one was when I had my retreat with Jaji, my amazing friend Jaji in Mineral Point. And what I kept hearing during this Reiki sound healing session over and over was, you are a healer. You are a healer. Like, it was really trying to nudge me, like, you are a healer. You are a healer. And then the next session, Emily got a bunch of things, but one of the ones that stood out was like, you are big boom energy. And I'm not using it enough. I'm not sharing it enough. I'm not showing up enough, all of that. And then the last message I received, which was just a couple weeks ago, was burn it to the ground. And it was so clear. So all of these things, like, I didn't really get them all at once. And, I'm on Chat GPT going, okay, I heard this, and this, and what does this all mean, right? Trying to have the robot tell me what it is. So I started to break these down. So that you are a healer, it's not because I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not a practitioner. I'm not a Reiki person, right? But it's really and truly because of how I hold space, and it's because of how I speak. And when I show up as myself, unfiltered, like fully embodied and honest, it actually activates something in other people. And I've seen it happen time and time again. If you're here with me now, likely you've seen it too, felt it, whatever, right? So I was really confused on like, what does "you are a healer" mean? I was so like, I don't understand this. What is this supposed to be? And so when I'm activating something in other people, it's like collective healing, right? The next is burn it to the ground. And I was like, well, what does this mean? And, if you were with me last week, I really, really went into what that meant. But it's an invitation to let go of every single system I have outgrown. And this is really and truly like being so honest about what kind of a business I want to have, right? Because, if I'm not building my business to look like everybody else's, I want it to be mine, which is literally what I teach and what I trust I'm guiding the people that are in my programs through. And I feel like, and I've talked about this a million times too, but everything that I was doing in the past I was like on the spinning hamster wheel, trying to stay consistent, trying to be visible, like, that teeter totter again. If I want to be seen, I don't want to be seen. Why isn't anybody seeing me? Oh my God. Like, and I knew that it wasn't working. And so I've done this before, but I really feel like I'm doing this on such a big level right now. It's burning down the old way of doing business, the stuff that I hate. You know what I hate? Launching. I hate launching. I hate that force. It's not part of who I am. And this big boom energy, I was like, what? Like, it kind of made me laugh, but it did land kind of deep because I know that I'm not here just to whisper this. I'm not here to, I'm not like sitting in front of you right now to be meek or to shrink myself down. I understand that one of my gifts is co-creation, and it is using the things that I have learned and being super honest about it so that you can understand too, so that you can see some of those things in yourself, how you're showing up, how you're being. And I know that I didn't come here just to hide, which is why I've just been sort of navigating through all of these different changes in my business. Just I'm not attached to the systems, right? I'm allowing myself to evolve. So this next chapter of how I'm going to show up is about energy. It's about power. It's about presence, and it's about truth. And it really is about becoming unignorable, which that's not really even a word, but that's like that's like the essence of it. And that's through congruence. And I have to tell you about this dream. And like I said, if you are here and you're in my mastermind, you've heard this already, but I'm saying it. I want to tell it to everybody. And so it's super crazy, right? But this is where I am like clairvoyant. I see symbols in my dreams. And these symbols have caused me in the past to, like, I closed my store in 2021. I never looked back, right? So this is one of those dreams that stuck with me, like the dreams of the bears and the kittens and the Black Panther, in 2021. So I had a dream, and this was last week. I don't know. So I was in this like bathroom, and the bathroom had a spider in it, and And it wasn't just like a spider. It was pretty like three-dimensional, like pretty big. And it had like a cape. It was, this is the only way I can describe it. It wasn't like a superhero cape. It just looked like a cape that was made out of a leaf, like a brown leaf. And then when I went back into the bathroom to look at it again, it actually turned into like a iridescent blue, kind of like a pigeon. Like, what in the world, right? And so in that dream, I was like, oh my God, you got to go get that spider, like kill it, please, right? And so as I went back into the bathroom, the blue pigeon had turned into a dragon type of a thing without a tail, no fire or anything. It was like just the full-on face. And so some of you know my friend Jill that I used to go live with forever, but she was standing there and she said, Reiki, turkey. I was like, and I literally woke up right after that. And I was like, what in the even heck? And so, of course, I was just like writing down really quick about the dream because I knew that it had significance. So here's how it's kind of weaving all together. Right? I'm really using weaving because of that spider. So spiders are archetypes of weaving and creating. They're builders of intricate and powerful patterns. And the leaf is about cycles. It's about renewal and organic growth. So a spider with a leaf-like cape is sort of a symbol of reweaving a living pattern. It's not just spinning another web, but it's something different. It's something that has been allowed to change. And this, I feel like, is the part of me, and maybe you too, that's done recreating dead systems. So the bluebird, the pigeon, whatever. Like birds are messengers, and the iridescent blue kind of reminds me of the throat chakra. And it's not just about speaking up or being visible. It's literally about the frequency of expression. And one of the things that I've always been is a little bit of a rebel, right? Like I don't want to do what everybody else does because we think we're supposed to do that. I want to turn my business into what feels right for me. And it's okay to feel through that. It's okay to understand. In fact, it's essential to do things that we decide, you know what, I don't really love that, right? It's essential. And especially as solo female entrepreneurs, we have to begin something to understand if we love it or we don't love it, right? And it's feeling safe enough in your body to use your actual voice, whether you are, creating art, maybe you have membership program, maybe you have a subscription box, maybe you're a coach. And it's not like this scripted voice, it's your real voice. So the dragon, I mean, this was just, it's so weird, but the dragons represent power and ancient wisdom, and they are the protectors of deep treasure. And the thing is, in the stream, the dragon didn't have a tail, it didn't have fire, so it's not fully formed. And this was a sign that I was like, wow. So like your power is here, but you haven't unleashed it yet. And I know that this is true for me, but it's true for all of you too, is that the wisdom is already inside of you. The fire comes in your life, in your business, when you decide to stop hiding. So I really felt like that was like, holy cow, that was like a punch me in the face moment, right? And then Jill being there saying Reiki and turkey. I think what she was saying is just referring me back to all of those Reiki sessions that I just talked about, those sound healings. And it's pointing towards those signs, those things that I was hearing, that Emily was hearing. It's that frequency, it's healing. And then turkey is in native traditions, this is what I could find, it represents abundance, generosity, and overflow. And that's literally what I'm all about. So I just love how this all kind of comes together. And my next chapter really and truly is being built on a foundation of like a transmission level healing and giving so that I'm not depleted. And it's not about massive effort anymore. It literally is about the frequency that I am holding, because that's the law of attraction, right? What you give, you get. And if I'm building with this higher level frequency, a higher level of energy, it doesn't run out then. So what does this actually all mean? It means that I am done performing just to stay visible. Literally done with it. I'm so sick of it. That is a pattern that I'm burning to the ground. And if you were here for last week's podcast, or if you listened to the replay, you heard me talk all about that. And finding those patterns in yourself that you're done with. So sick of it. So the Monday morning episodes are not going to be in the tiny group anymore, right? The Monday morning episodes are going to be here on my business page, because I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding in this little group. And the thing is I didn't think I was hiding, right? But I was just showing up there. Now I'm showing up in a bigger way. So that's the energy that I'm talking about. I want to create something deeply aligned. And again, I'm done building from urgency. I'm done building from exhaustion, questioning everything all the time. And I'm definitely not building from somebody else's blueprint, because I don't want somebody else's business. I want mine. And for me, that means putting more of me into everything. Do you know that I'm a master meditation teacher? I am. And I've kind of like let that go. I've let that fall to the side. I still meditate on my own, but it's something that I consider so essential, especially for the burning down of the patterns that, repeat in our brain. When you allow yourself to be quiet, you begin to hear the truth of who you really are. And I know a lot of people are like, I can't meditate. I tried meditating. I can't do it, right? It's a practice. It's a practice to get your mind to slow down. And so right after I woke up from that dream, 3 words came immediately in my head: mind, body, business. That it just, bam, it was right there. And I was like, oh, that is the essence of it all. It's literally not about business tips. It's not about branding strategies. I don't like, you can get that anywhere. That's not who I am. Who I am is somebody who helps you understand the truth of who you really are, who helps you understand your own patterns that you've been running from, so that you can shift. You can feel better in your body. Because how you're feeling, that's your frequency. That's what you're projecting, and that's what you get back. So if on a daily basis you aren't feeling good, you're always sitting in anxiety, that's what you're transmitting. And then that's what you attract. So if you keep having these experiences over and over and over, and you're like, God, so sick of this. I'm so sick of this pattern. I'm so sick of not having any money. I'm so sick of getting sick. Like, this is what I am talking about. Who you are being is what you attract. So I want to help you build a life and a business from this knowing. Your body, your knowing, your energetic truth. Identity-based alignment. Nervous system and frequency-led strategy. Really understanding, like, that we have to move our bodies. And I'm not saying you have to go, look like a bodybuilder. I'm just saying we got to move our bodies because that gets all of this stagnant energy out. It gets it out. And then other somatic practices like breath work and stuff like that, and real grounded advice for how to build the business that you actually want to build. Because we don't contort to fit into society. That's what makes us feel so ick, right? We want a business that fits us. So if you have been over-delivering, overthinking everything, chasing every trend, and still not feeling like you're on a solid ground, this new direction is for you. If your body is screaming for rest, but your mind will not let go of, I can't because I should be doing this. And we're working 12 hours a day. And, oh my God, I got to try this strategy now. This is where we're going to take everything and bring it back into alignment. And if you've been waiting to feel confident and consistent and seen, that's what this space is here to hold. We don't need another funnel. We actually just need a solid foundation. So that's what this shift for this podcast is all about. And I have some really beautiful ideas for the new kinds of containers that I'm going to be building. And I'm going to throw this idea out right now and see what you think about it. But it would be sort of a group container where each month you would get a meditation, and then you would get some kind of a clearing practice or clearing ritual, like, writing something down and then burning it, like something to help you understand who you're being and to look at that and go, do I still want this? And if you don't, you're clearing that out. If you do, you're embodying more of that. How to shift this energy and how to really stay in the truth of who you are. So it will include a meditation. It will include audios for you to take on your walk. What do you think about that? And it will include a little a group session that we come together, and it's not therapy. I want to bring that to the forefront. This will not be therapy. I am not a therapist, but I do feel like I am here so that you can understand your own patterns based on my own learning. And I'm working on some bigger things behind the scenes, but that's one of the things that I'm thinking about right now. So it's more of like a embodiment. So what do you think about that? Put it in the comments if you're here live. Because it's all coming. It's all coming. And not only is it going to change the way that I am creating my business, but it's really and truly going to feel like a truth and a full body exhale for you. I just think that me sharing more of who I am instead of, not bringing that to the forefront and kind of hiding that, I probably will have, because I use oracle cards. That's another way that I hear things. And I use oracle cards, and I'll tell you that those messages are always so spot on. So I probably will be bringing that in as well. So it's not like a container of woo-woo. It's just like a container of like understanding the truth of who we are. And I think that this container, it will probably still have the transformational art journaling. I think it will, because I think that is just a beautiful way to clear everything as well. But what I'm building and what I'm talking about right now, it won't be business focused. I've got the mastermind for business focus, and it's an incredible group. And so that's not going anywhere. What I really am interested in building is something that is more truth for living, if that makes sense. So this dream wasn't random, and I want to encourage you to begin to become aware of the signs that you're seeing in your own life, because messages are, it's not surface level. And I feel like, I probably will continue to evolve, right? Because that's what we're supposed to do when we're here. It's learning and evolving, and if we aren't evolving, that's when we're sitting in anxiety, right? So it's learning the lesson and then implementing the lesson. So I'm going to still allow myself to change and to grow and all of that. We're not here to build our lives from fear. We're not here to build our businesses through fear. Like, this is never going to work, but I really want to do it. But this is never going to work. Oh my God, I'm never making enough money, right? That's not what we're here to do. We're here to experience lessons and grow and live in joy and happiness. And if you don't feel happiness on a daily basis, why not? What are you attaching yourself to instead? So I want to build something that actually gets results because it's rooted in truth. And so I want to welcome you back in. I want to welcome you to the Mind, Body, Business podcast. It's a new way to build for all of us. And it's rooted in who we actually are, not who we were told to be. So if anybody wants to get started right now, I actually have a free meditation for you. And it is called I Am Unlimited. And then if you're watching on the replay on YouTube or listening on Apple or Spotify, I will make sure that I put the link to this meditation in the show notes. So I have a free meditation. It's called I Am Unlimited. You can go get this anytime right now. Start listening to it. And I know that will help you have shifts. I do. Immediately. So go grab that and then stick with me, because I know that this new energy, this new awareness, and this new understanding is going to create something amazing. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week.